More than 700 Mozambique volunteers and affected residents attend the dignified event. A Harbin Tzu Chi care recipient has opened up her heart due to the care and love of volunteers. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Lori Chen. Thank you for joining us. The Tzu Chi disaster relief team in Mozambique has been helping the affected residents ever since Cyclone Idai hit. Recently, they have decided to conduct the very first Buddha Day ceremony in Tica, Nhamatanda. More than 700 local volunteers and affected residents showed up to the event. Even though they were not so familiar with what Buddhism is all about, but they knew it was a dignified ceremony to purify one's mind and soul, as well as spread the spirit of great love onto those who are still in need. With each of their palms together, sincerely bowing down. Here in Mozambique, in front of all the local volunteers, is a simple but dignified Buddha Day ceremony decor. The ceremony, being held at a venue around the size of 660 square meters, is attended by more than 700 participants.
The Buddha Day ceremony today, even for a lot of the local volunteers, is a very exciting occasion because they don't really understand what is it all about. So that's why we keep on telling them this is a moment where you can purify your mind and soul. It's also an opportunity for you to spread your love onto others, so everyone is very joyful. There are many people attending the ceremony today.
Around 10 plus local volunteers use simple props to reenact some scenes from the day that Cyclone Idai hit. In addition, at the end of the ceremony, they all stood and thanked Tzu Chi.
Nearly 20,000 households in Nhamatanda have received some kind of assistance from Tzu Chi. So seeing how today is our Buddha Day ceremony, everyone is here with a grateful heart. Grateful to Buddha, grateful to Tzu Chi, grateful to Dharma Master Zheng Yan.
Everyone sincerely prayed for no more disasters and a speedy recovery. In addition, hoping to accumulate everyone's compassion and love so that it can be spread to help more people in need. Before holding the Buddha Day ceremony and a large-scale free clinic in Beira, the venue needed to be prepared first. Therefore, more than 280 local volunteers came to help out, while many of the residents looked on with much curiosity. A group of local volunteers worked as a team and got the stage set up in no time. Under the blazing sun, a couple of wooden sticks and some rope was enough to build a simple stage area. Then all the flags were hung up, instantly transforming the sports area of around 660 square meters into Tzu Chi's first Buddha Day ceremony venue in Beira. This is going to be the first ever Buddha Day ceremony Tzu Chi is conducting in Beira. It's a very special occasion. It's with great hope that we can convey the message of this dignified ceremony to everyone. In addition, share Dharma Master Zheng Yan's life mission of for Buddha's teachings for sentient beings. We hope to inspire compassion and to share the spirit of great love to all the volunteers and participants.
Okay, sorry. Maybe a little bit higher because people will hit it.
The school is providing Tzu Chi the venue free of charge, allowing the volunteers to conduct both the Buddha Day ceremony and a large-scale free clinic here. However, in the absence of water and electricity, there are many challenges that need to be overcome first.
Not having any water is easy to solve. However, no electricity available is quite a challenge, since we have a lot of equipment and lighting that requires electricity in order for it to work. Therefore, we had to get ourselves a generator. However, it's quite noisy when it's working, so that's why we are putting it in this corner over here.
Knowing that Tzu Chi is going to conduct a free clinic here, more than 280 local volunteers came to help set up the venue. On site, there were many residents that were watching with great curiosity. Maputo Tzu Chi volunteers intend to perform the story of the white ox, hoping to convey the Tzu Chi spirit to the residents.
Nós levamos o nosso amor de Maputo para cá.
I have brought the love and compassion of Dharma Master Zheng Yan from Maputo to Sofala. We must comfort the affected residents with love and care. I hope through participating in the Buddha Day ceremony, it will inspire people's compassion.
A compartilhar esse amor, a espalhar o amor da massa Xinguém.
Eu assisto a me sentir bem por começar aqui na Beira, Sofala.
I'm very happy to have the opportunity to be here today, to be able to share the deeper meaning of the Buddha Day ceremony with everyone.
A nossa cerimônia de Buda, juntarmos junto.
In order to present the ceremony with uttermost dignity, volunteers are rehearsing diligently. All the love and compassion are being accumulated, which is going to make the Buddha Day ceremony a great accomplishment. They will also be helping to write a new chapter of Tzu Chi's footprints in Beira. Since it is the month of May, many Buddha Day ceremonies are still taking place all over the world. Today we take you to Tzu Chi's Singapore chapter, whose dignified event was attended by 4,000 individuals.
Using charcoal to boil some refreshing tea is one of Li Huizhuan's favorite activities.
Everyone may be recovering from the strong rays of the sun, and the wind may cause them to catch cold. If they have this drink, they may be protected. You can see that everyone is covered in sweat, but I only do a little bit of work. I can't do other things. I can only help provide the drinks.
She also delivers coolers full of this refreshing tea to the venue of a Buddha Day ceremony, sharing her love and compassion.
It's so hot today. Thankfully, we have the cool tea to drink.
For those setting up the venue for this Buddha Day ceremony, there's lots of work to do, including erecting the stands, as well as signposts and markers, and even site cleaning. Zhang Yurong is still recovering from knee surgery last year, so she can't stand for a long time. Still, she was inspired to join one team providing back-end support.
This lifestyle team of volunteers needs to arrive very early. I was quite moved by them, as they do back-end support. I also saw people on the decoration team and machinery and equipment. Each time I come, they're already finished. This year, I especially came and saw everyone was quite sweaty as they were working hard for the Buddha Day ceremony.
A person who worked in the background has moved to the foreground, is Chen Zhenru. She worked in this lifestyle team for many years, but is now part of the formation for the celebration.
We are all complementary in what we do, and everyone supports each other. We have some expectations to uphold, and I am a little nervous. For the past 4 years, I have been part of the lifestyle group, so we spend the majority of our time behind the scenes.
At
this Buddha Day ceremony, everyone plays an important role and expresses great respect and gratitude for the opportunity to participate.
The Tzu Chi Senior High School, affiliated with Tzu Chi University, held their Buddha Day ceremony for their junior high school students due to the fact that they had just finished the 2019 Comprehensive Assessment Program. In addition, for their college-bound students, the school conducted a coming-of-age ceremony for them, hoping that they will continue to seize every opportunity to learn and grow into a contributing member of society. The 2019 Comprehensive Assessment Program for junior high school students has just ended. Now it is all a waiting game for the results to be released. Therefore, to help the students get their minds off of the cap and also to give their best wishes for the next chapter in life, the TCSHS held a Buddha Day ceremony at the school grounds.
We have completed the Buddha Day ceremony. Now it's time for each one of you to share your wishes directly with the Buddha.
There's also a group of high school students who are about to head off to college. Therefore, the school conducted a coming-of-age ceremony for them. It consisted of various tasks that they would have to do out there in the real world, such as cooking for themselves, earning money at a real job, testing their accounting and budgeting abilities. There was also a small skit that took place to let them experience taking on different roles in an actual workplace. Going through the coming-of-age ceremony, it really made me realize that I am heading straight toward adulthood, that I am really graduating and starting a whole new chapter in my life. Other than realizing that they are no longer kids anymore, they have started to understand that they need to be responsible for themselves now. It's with great hope that they seize every opportunity to continue to grow and live up to their ultimate potential. Tzu Chi Thailand chapter has been conducting the Tzu Chi New Shoot Scholarship Program for the 9th year in a row now. Starting in May, volunteers have started going into various communities and schools to give out the scholarships to the recipients. They're encouraging the students in the studies, but also to inspire the inner compassion toward those who are in need, giving the example of participating in the Send Love to Africa initiative.
Bringing along their own coin bags, these students are attending the Tzu Chi New Shoot Scholarship Ceremony. They are all full of smiles.
Sometimes I drop in a couple of coins or a handful of coins. Every time I would think of a positive thought for the world, I would give all that I have.
Schools in Thailand start in May, Therefore, Tzu Chi volunteers have begun to plan out the scholarship distribution routes. The volunteers will visit the recipients' homes first to get a better understanding of their living conditions. Then they would head to various communities and schools and hand out the scholarships personally.
When I learned where the funds for the scholarship came from, I was deeply touched. Even though the actual amount isn't much, but the volunteers' love is much more valuable.
The volunteers have gone to many communities and helped these underprivileged families for 9 years already.
Every time when school begins, I must prepare to pay for the tuition. Therefore, Tzu Chi scholarship can really reduce my overall financial burdens.
Tzu Chi's scholarship allows me to learn how to better manage my money. For example, I received $95 this year, so I drafted a money spending plan for myself.
The volunteers also encourage everyone to participate in the Send Love to Africa initiative. It's a great opportunity for them to turn from receivers to givers.
Everyone has given what they can, and all the love and compassion has been accumulated. When this happens, the force and impact is greater than we can imagine. The amount may not be so much, but every little bit can go a long way for the affected residents.
From receiving help to giving help, these children are growing the seed of goodness in their hearts. They will become pillars of the nation in the near future.
A 7-year-old Harbin Tzu Chi care recipient, Zhang Shenzhi, is a domestic violence survivor. She left her husband and had no choice but to hand her daughter over to her sister many years ago. She fell into a deep depression after that, losing contact with her child. Fortunately, Tzu Chi Volunteers' love and care has helped her walk out of her despair.
Zhang Shenzhi now opens the door with a smile. She no longer shuts the volunteers out after 2 years of visit by volunteers. However, she still complains about the bitterness of life. Zhang Shenzhi is close to 70 years old and also sick. Her mother is close to 90 years old, so both of them need assistance.
We did some work for them. We cleaned their home and also made dumplings. We then ate the dumplings with them. This is ordinary to us, but to them, it made them feel wonderful.
Volunteers made new clothes for Zhang's mother and also served tea to Zhang Shenzhi.
We should often put them in our minds. Although we have different surnames, we're one big family. Acting as her daughter, I served tea to Zhang Shenzhi and called her mom and thanked her for the chance that we're one family.
Zhang Shenzhi also serves tea to her mother. The hug brings the tears to their eyes. This is the moment when their minds are bonded.
Just like the rest of the developed countries in the world, Taiwan's aging population is increasing at a rapid rate, with Taiwan's birth rates decreasing, making the workforce filled with the majority of mid to elderly workers. Many have already been working in the traditional industries for 20 years or more. How come many are not heading into retirement? Let's check out an in-depth report.
Operating this forklift and being responsible for stacking this wood is Guo Maoda. He never stops working. There are lots of numbers on this white form which he keeps track of his work. There's also a ballpoint pen near his ear recording his progress.
I want to be at work because it makes me feel more comfortable and relaxed. If I'm not working, then I'll be busy worrying about things, and this can negatively affect my body.
Keeping working allows him to stay in good shape. At the age of 64, Guo is quite independent. Actually, most of the other staff here are over the age of 50. 70-year-old Liu Chenfan is an expert with the nail gun, and she even cut the sleeves on her uniform to do this work more efficiently. These brothers are 5 years apart in age, as they make quite a good team.
They are all older than me, but you are right. They still move faster than me. I am still the slowest.
At the age of 50 years old, she is like a young woman at this factory. In the factory of this traditional industry, are the older workers really healthy?
So yes, I started working mainly to earn money. I'm planning to work for about another 20 years.
The proportion of the elderly workers here is relatively high. Most are over 50 years old. Yes, I worry about a succession plan. Seniors have less physical strength and may encounter some problems. When we recruit staff, we want young ones, some who come to study business management, but I won't turn away elders who want to work.
At the end of the rest period, when the factory begins working again, these elderly workers pay attention to detail and are quite responsible. This helps make up for their physical deficiency.
Middle-aged or even elderly workers, when it comes to vision or physical strength or even efficiency, may need some assistance. We could help redesign their jobs to build a more friendly workplace.
Analysis of labor data reveals that in 2017, there were 4.36 million middle-aged and elderly workers, which was an increase of 46,000 over 2016. In 1978, the number of these workers was only about 1.51 million, so in the past 40 years, their numbers have nearly doubled and continue to rise. A large percentage of the workforce is already over 60. They are dependent upon some useful supporting equipment. This table-mounted magnifying glass enhances the vision of some workers, and this hydraulic lift also reduces the physical effort they need. Custom-built workbenches also reduce stress on the back and muscle fatigue. And these factory work routes increase efficiency and reduce the need for duplicating moving work. All of these actions allow elder workers the opportunity to extend their careers using their intelligence and skill to remain a vital part of the workforce.
Today, we'll meet a very dedicated elderly recycling volunteer in Fujian, China. 70-year-old Yang Yuqing was invited to go do recycling when she went to a temple back in 2012. Since then, for 8 years, she has continued to volunteer at the Huangtang recycling station.
Collecting recyclables at a residential building, 70-year-old Yang Yuqing is still very agile.
I do my best. What else can I do? I simply do my share. If people ask me to go collect recyclables, I will ride an electric tricycle and go there.
Zhou Yalian is the important friend Yang Yuqing met when she went to a temple back in 2012.
Zhou Yalian was the one that invited me to do recycling. She has changed a lot since she started doing recycling. She has changed physically and influenced her family so much. How could she not have changed? She has changed a lot.
Since coming to Huangtang recycling station 8 years ago, Yang Yuqing has become a dedicated volunteer. She comes on Fridays and sorts recyclables with the seniors. They have even created a song together.
After coming to do recycling, I've opened up my mind. I do not worry about the fact that my grandson cannot walk anymore. I no longer think too much about that.
Yang's 12-year-old grandson suffers from cerebral palsy. Yang cares for him as her son and daughter-in-law are busy working. Yang is now doing recycling to create merits and has even bought an electrical tricycle to carry the recyclable with.
I bought the tricycle, even though my husband opposed to the idea. He said that he'd worry for me, seeing me ride the tricycle. He told me to just walk. However, I said that I am an elderly person, so I will ride the tricycle slowly.
Doing recycling, Yang has found a new meaning in life. Not afraid of the hard work, Yang will continue the good work to protect the environment.
Speaking of recycling volunteers, a monthly cultivation day was recently held at the Kaohsiung Jingsi Hall. Experienced volunteers shared with all the participants how they did disaster relief work in the aftermath of the 9/21 earthquake 20 years ago. In addition, they shared about the current situations in Eastern Africa. Other than being earth protectors, everyone should keep spreading the ripple effects of kindness far and wide.
The 9/21 earthquake that happened 20 years ago is still a vivid memory in everyone's mind. This major disaster has inspired people throughout Taiwan to help all those who were in need at the time.
Because of the earthquake, the innate spirit of great love was thus shaken out of everyone, and people showed up from all over to help in the affected residents' time of need.
In addition to reviewing the past major disasters in Taiwan, the experienced volunteers also share with the class the current conditions in Eastern Africa. They also invited everyone to both show their compassion and sincere prayer for the survivors there.
Dharma Master Zheng Yan keeps reminding us to continue to give people the chance to do good deeds. Therefore, we seize the opportunity on this month Cultivation Day to inspire compassionate givings from the recycling volunteers.
They're the most loving people. They love the heavens, the land, and also the people. Thoughts of goodness and compassion must continue. We pray that their houses will be rebuilt quickly and everyone can be safe and sound.
Every sound emitted from the bamboo coin bags represents everyone's love and care. It's with great hope that the love will continue to be spread and get to where it is the most needed, so that the international disaster-affected residents can soon get back on their feet.
Recently, Guangzhou Tzu Chi volunteers conducted a river cleanup event near one of their local recycling stations. It allowed the recycling volunteers to get up and close personal with the recyclable goods that are left all over the banks of the river. Many were discarded plastic bags. Have you become an active earth protector yourself yet? Thank you for watching. See you next time.